In today's video, I'm gonna fix 6 of my broken Akedo warriors, and I'll show you step by step how to do these repairs yourself. Do you have a warrior with a loose head that just won't stay put? Or has your warrior completely lost his head? Maybe your warrior's head is fine, he just needs a little body work. And for all the customizers out there, does your custom battle giant have armor issues? I'll show you how to make all these repairs so you can turn this into this. Okay guys, here is Golden Freddy, our first sitting Akedo warrior, but check this out. His neck is so weak. One thing I noticed was that his head is really wobbly, and I think that's why he splits easily. That little rubber piece is still good, you can still feel it snap. So I think we'll fix that pin first and then test them out again. Okay, I'm just gonna use a little flat screwdriver. It's already a pretty big gap there. Might not even need the screwdriver. Okay, we do. Okay, it's really coming out now. So what this pin actually does is, you can see there's like some teeth on this end, and that lodges itself into the body, and it's smooth where the neck is so that it can swivel. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill this hole out a little bit, put some super glue in it, and then push this pin back in it and let this get stuck back in there. I'm not trying to make this hole too big, just a little bit bigger. There you go. Okay, let's do a quick little test fit here. Yep, perfect. Guys, I gotta repaint my desk pretty soon. It's getting nasty. Alright, the secret to this part is you only want to get the glue inside the hole. Hold that pin in for a little while, let the glue set. Okay guys, it's been about an hour or it's been 10 minutes. One of the two. Let's check this out. Ooh. It doesn't even look like it's hitting that rubber piece. I think we gotta change that rubber piece. Look at that. Oh boy. Okay, let's do it. I don't know what's going on with this guy, but his this little cover seems kind of loose to begin with. Ooh, yeah, look at that. It just popped right open. What's up with this piece? Whoa. Okay guys, the broken one is on the right. Can you see any difference? Now look at his head, is just like nothing is stopping it. Oh, there we go. When I push up against this right here, man, it really gets it to work. Okay, I think I have an idea here. Actually, I don't have an idea. Okay guys, I kind of figured it out. This little spring piece, it can't be loose in here. Like Freddy's plate was really loose. I don't think it can be loose because when I put pressure right here, you see how it activates the spring? If I don't put pressure there, nothing happens. So I think I need to super glue this. Don't want to get it anywhere I don't need it. All right, the glue is all dried, and thank goodness. Look at this. It works. All right, that's fixed, guys. Ready, fight, split strike. Oh! Yeah! Freddy is the champion. Okay guys, so Pearo is the exact same problem as Golden Freddy. Although he seems to be... Okay, when we were fighting him, he would just not stay together. He seems to have magically fixed himself. But we are going to be fighting him in Japan in a loser stays challenge. And I do not want to have to leave Pearo in Japan on some street corner. All right, I don't know. He seems good. Let's do a test fight. Okay, now I don't want to make Pearo like have an OP neck, but wow, he seems all right now. What happened? I don't know, guys. What do you think? His neck is really snapping together now. I don't know if there's something wrong with his neck, but he definitely loses a lot. I think I'm gonna do the same thing I did with Golden Freddy. What I'm also gonna do is, as it's drying, I'm gonna jam my screwdriver here so that it pushes that little nub up and it dries in that position. So let me know down in the comments if this is cheating. Okay guys, Pearo's been drying for a little while and his neck is a lot better. The polyurethane clear coat really turns white brown for some reason. Not only white, but it does that to other colors too, I noticed. So I'm just gonna repaint Pearo's gi here so he's looking his best for his Japan battle. Okay guys, final test. There we go. Okay, I like that. Nice. Flapper versus flapper, guys. He does split. His weapons are what make him OP, not his neck. So I'm gonna consider him fixed and I'm looking forward to fighting him in Japan. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to see that battle. Okay guys, I know why this happened, and it's completely because this head had a foam core which just was not strong enough to take Eddie and Clark's beatings. So I'm just gonna try to scrape out as much foam as I can and then refill this with some epoxy clay. Okay guys, we're gonna be using my favorite brand of epoxy clay, Epoxy Sculpt. And we won't be needing much. Let's fill this completely. Okay, let's put this back on. Make sure it's centered here, angled slightly down. Oh yeah, guys. We'll let this dry, do some touch-up painting, and then we'll test it out. Okay guys, here's large TV man, big TV man, whatever you want to call him. Here he is, completely fixed. Let's put his light beam on and test him out. This is not even gonna be a fight. Look how ridiculous I made this guy. Oh my goodness. Okay, Skibidi Boss still undefeated. Well, at least Boss Skibidi didn't destroy him this time. I'm gonna consider this guy fixed. Guys, has this ever happened to one of your precious Akedo warriors? This little piece that holds the upper body to the lower body and also allows it to swivel just cracked like that. Instead of just super gluing this, which I don't think is going to be very strong anyways, and it might even interfere with the swiveling action, let's completely change this whole piece. So guys, I didn't think I had a spare dock shock, but as you can see, this is our dock shock. And I also saw this one right here too. So we do have an extra dock shock. I don't know where we got it from, but I'm not gonna cut that one up just for this little piece I need. I'm gonna show you guys how to change this piece, and we're just gonna use as close of a color as we can find, a white one. This is perfect. Now we just need to remove this broken piece. And guys, be careful when you're doing this. You don't want to cut your finger, and you don't want to make a crooked cut. Okay, now let's cut our new piece. That wasn't too bad. Before we super glue this piece onto here, we want to make sure both sides are really flat. Okay, so guys, there's a right way and a wrong way to put this. You want it pointing inwards. Okay, you can use a little screwdriver just to finish pushing this in. Be real careful. And once you put them all together like this, he'll sit in the exact spot he needs to be. Okay, let's get the super glue. You only want to get glue on the top here. So use a toothpick and be very careful. I'm just gonna put a little blob right in the middle, and not too big because you don't want it oozing out. See that? And now is the tricky part. I'm gonna let this dry a little more and then we'll test them out. Okay guys, our red repair is completely dry. Let's test it out against his former self, Doc Shock. Okay, he got split and he can fight again. Here we go. Okay, yeah, we fixed his damage. We didn't fix his offense. Getting better. Let's do this last fight in the dark, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna call that repair a success. Poor Mimikyu has been sitting like this ever since the 2022 Halloween tournament where he got his head knocked off. Ready, fight, spit strike.
Where'd his head go?
Today, we're gonna fix him. Okay guys, to fix Mimikyu should be pretty simple. I just gotta remove this neck piece, put in a new one, grind the old broken piece out of his head, and then reglue him to the new piece. Hopefully that fixes him, because if I need to open this plate, it's gonna be a nightmare. Because we made Mimikyu out of a puncher, we need a puncher's spare parts to repair him. In order to get this neck piece undamaged, I'm gonna actually cut this thing apart, because if you try to pry this off, it will not come off nicely. Let's get the trim shears. Woo! I'm just gonna cut this head off. I don't want to cause any damage here. Okay, let's see how this works. Okay, let's glue this on. Okay guys, the super glue is dry, and this actually does its job, although I don't know how. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to grind out this broken piece. I'm gonna slip this back on and I'm gonna see how it works. Okay guys, completely grinded out the head and all the junk that was in there, and I'm just gonna try to stick it back on. I think it's gonna work. All right, to reset Mimikyu's head, I'm gonna use some epoxy clay, just because it'll give us a longer working time than hot glue or the 3D pen or super glue. I'm gonna put a piece of tape on this hole because I don't want any epoxy clay going down into there. All right, here we go. All right, I'll just let that dry and then we'll be right back. All right guys, there's Mimikyu, all fixed. We're about to go to Japan. I'm bringing Mimikyu. Mimikyu will have to battle and defeat Shutdown just to come home with us. Okay guys, we're about to try to fix Dr. Eggman's armor, and I have an idea of how to do it. Because his head is so humongous, it's actually hitting this shield. The latch area in the back can't even engage. You see the latch is way down here. Doesn't even come close to the hole. So what I'm gonna do is use a technique that I hadn't come up with yet. And I first thought of it with General Grievous. As you can see, his head is humongous also. And this is actually Scratchatron. So I just cut a huge hole in his armor, but I left this part here that goes into the head and is pushing down on the spring so that he can still have his armor ejected. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna have to do is cut most of this off. Okay, because this is one big chunk of plastic, I think the best way to go about this is to use this little saw blade on the Dremel, and we're just gonna have to be really careful. Alright guys, that was as perfect as it can get. The next thing we need to do is to cut a little path for this arm to sit in. So I'm just going to trace it out with a little pencil here. And you want to give it some room, so I'm going pretty tight. I'm going to widen it after. I need to cut that out. Okay guys, we got the armor all grinded out. We left this channel with the peg. We have the back of Dr. Eggman's head all channeled out. So I'm gonna show you exactly why we did that. The catch works. This piece is almost flush with his head, so you can just paint that skin color. And now the real test. Alright guys, here's the Dr. Eggman battle test. Borderline impossible for a little guy to beat a giant. I'm gonna consider Dr. Eggman fixed. We were able to use a technique that we came up with after we had built this guy to fix him. So that's just awesome. All right guys, we had 6 broken custom Akedo warriors, and now they're all fixed. I hope some of these techniques will help you guys to fix your broken Akedo warriors. And if it does, then hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you in the next video.